You have the power to change your life. You have the power within you to shift destructive habits into habits that serve you, that serve your highest good, that serve your health and well-being. And the power is within you. The reason that you're not accessing that and living in that power is because of the story that you're telling yourself. Hi, I'm Maria LaPuma, and I help women overcome emotional eating and stop addictive food cravings. And accessing that power within yourself is an important part of knowing that you can make good choices, that you can change sabotaging behaviors into behaviors that support your highest good. And it is the story that you tell yourself, because if you're consistently telling yourself that you can't do it, that you have no willpower, that one bite leads to a binge, identifying yourself as a food addict, you will act that way. You will be that person. Many years ago, in my quest to be thin and in control of food, I joined a program that actually taught that. They taught me that I was powerless over food. And on some level, I was powerless, yes, over the binging, and I was powerless over certain behaviors. However, it didn't work for me because I was reinforcing this belief that I didn't have the power to make good choices for myself. I didn't have the power to say no to certain foods or to stop eating when I'm full. So it reinforced some messages in me that were not really helpful. And as a matter of fact, they were destructive, because the more I kept telling myself that one bite has to lead to a binge, that I don't have the power to control this, the more I acted on that. I had to start to change that story. I started to access that I do have the power within me to make good choices for myself, that one bite does not have to lead to a binge. I don't have to do it perfectly. I can make healthy choices. I could make healthy choices in the way I feed myself. I could make healthy choices in the relationships I have. I have the power within me to create healthy boundaries. So telling myself that new story was an important turning point for me to feel empowered and to start to change my relationship to food, to change my relationship in many, many ways. It was destructive for me to keep reinforcing the story that I am powerless. And I know that, I have a spiritual practice, and surrendering and powerlessness is an important piece of it. But once you surrender that, there's a divinity within you. There's a part of you within you that has the power, that is capable. So what's the story that you're telling yourself? Can you access that power within you? Can you start to tell yourself that you can make choices, that you can make good decisions, that you can shift this destructive pattern that you have with food, with addictive behaviors, into a more empowering story, a story that tells you you can do this, that you can say no to certain foods, that you can be satisfied with healthy foods, that you can eat one and stop. The more you tell yourself that new story, the more you will believe it, the more you will live it. Our beliefs do create our reality. And a lot of times we're not conscious of the stories that we're telling ourselves, because the stories we tell ourselves are the beliefs that we're acting out in life. So if you keep telling yourself, well, I'm a food addict and I can't control myself around food, guess what? You are going to be tempted. You're going to feel like you have to leave food out of the house because you can't control yourself. But if you start to tell yourself the story that, I enjoy food. I've had some issues around food. My new story is that I'm learning how to eat nourishing foods. I'm learning how to stop when I'm full. I'm learning how to eat one and know that that's enough. And so the new story that you tell yourself will become the beliefs, and your beliefs become your reality. The first step is to recognize what the story is that you're telling yourself. What do you keep repeating? What are your conscious or unconscious mantras? What are you saying about yourself? And then you want to start to shift that. You want to change that into something more empowering. What would it be like to feel empowered? What would it be like to be able to make healthy choices, to draw healthy boundaries, and start to explore that? Maybe look at people that know, that they have the confidence in knowing that they can eat and they can stop when they're full, that they are not powerless before food. We give our power away. And as women, I think this is an important piece of the picture for us, because we are very powerful beings, and we need to remind ourselves of that. And we need to remember that we do indeed have the power to treat ourselves with love and respect and dignity. Maybe it's a muscle that we haven't developed, or maybe it's a muscle that we have not activated in a long time. You can start to activate that muscle. You can start to do some reps in that area and start to get stronger and stronger, so you can build that confidence in yourself. It's not going to be a perfect path, because you may have years of telling yourself disempowering stories, but you must start somewhere. And as you start somewhere and you become more conscious of what you're saying to yourself, what your beliefs are, you can shift your beliefs. Repetition is key. When we repeat things to ourselves, we actually change the neural structure of our brains. And so what you've been telling yourself is embedded in your brain. But the good news is, with neuroplasticity, we can change our brains. The brain is changeable. And it starts with becoming aware of what it is that you are saying, what it is that you would like, and what it is that you want to tell yourself to align with the life that you want. How do you want to feel around food? How do you want to feel around the way you treat your body? How do you want to feel in life? Because oftentimes our issues around feeling powerless around food and the way we feed ourselves shift into other areas of our life too. If we feel like we can't trust ourselves to make good choices for ourselves, we give our power away. So it's time to start to realize your power. You do have the power within you. You need to start to access it. You need to start to grow that muscle and start telling yourself the new story. You deserve to be healthy, happy, and free. And you can absolutely do that. You can turn this around. I work with women all of the time that are changing the story, that are becoming free of emotional eating, that are becoming free of addictive food cravings. I'm one of those people myself. And it's a wonderful, liberating experience to be healthy, happy, and free, and to know that you can trust yourself, that you can support yourself. If you need some help with this, go ahead and check in with me. I offer a free strategy call. I'd be happy to chat with you. And if needed, if we feel like we're a good match, we can get together and do some deeper work together, because the healing from the inside out is what's needed. You don't need another diet. You don't need another food plan. You know what to do. It's changing the story. And oftentimes we need support in doing that. Oftentimes we need support in even recognizing what we are telling ourselves. Maybe we're holding beliefs that aren't even ours anymore. Maybe we're holding on to old beliefs that came through our lineage, came through our family. The other day I was working with a client and we talked about beliefs that she was holding on that weren't even her beliefs. They were the beliefs that the women in her lineage were holding about her as a woman. And once that realization came, she realized that she doesn't have to carry that belief anymore. She can let go of that belief. She can create a new belief that will empower her. And it reminded me of a story of a woman who was cooking a ham in her kitchen, and her little girl was watching her make the ham. And when she put the ham in the pot, she cut off the ends of the ham and she put the ham in the pot. And the pot was big, and she cut off the ends and she put it in the pot. And the little girl said to her, "Why are you cutting off the ends of the ham?" And the mother said to her, "Well, this is something that my mother did and my grandmother did. It's something that we've always done. We cut off the ends of the ham, we put it in the oven, and we cook it." And a little investigative work, she found out that many, many years ago, there wasn't a big enough pot for the ham. And so they were cutting off the ends of the ham to fit the pot. Now, the pot today that she had was plenty big and could fit the whole ham. She was repeating the habit, repeating the pattern based on what was handed down to her without considering the new reality. So start to look at the beliefs that you're holding on to. Start to look at the beliefs that you are living by. They may not even be your beliefs. And you have the power to choose a new belief. You have the power to write a new story. So I hope this was helpful. I would love to hear what your new story is. Please write it in the thread. Let me know what your new empowering story is. Make that your mantra. Remind yourself you're not going to do it perfectly. As a matter of fact, when you start to shift the beliefs, a lot of stuff will come up that will show you how contrary your beliefs are. Just be patient with yourself. Hold a loving, curious space for yourself and put yourself on that path. Healing from the inside out is sustainable and it's liberating. So thanks for tuning in today, and I look forward to hearing your thoughts on this video. And again, if you want to check in with me and have a chat, go ahead and book a free strategy call. Have a wonderful day. Look forward to next time. Bye now.